Hi everyone. It's been a minute. We've been on the beach for the past 3 days, and I decided today we'll make a 4-inch tree of life. So I have here a 4-inch hoop, and I'm using 22 gauge wire. I have 12 wires, and they measure 14 inches long. Now, for today's tree, I decided to use some 4mm crystal bicones, and these are 8mm lilac crystals. These ones are plastic. I did not know it when I bought them, but they are absolutely beautiful. I also have some 6mm bicones, little round ones. I'll probably add those in as well. In comparison, I just don't want to mix them all up. Oops, got the dropsies already. So this is what they look like in comparison to the 4mm. Oops. They're a little bit bigger, and they will make a nice space. So let's get started. So I took my wires and I attached them to my hoop with a slip knot. This is just my preference. You don't have to use a slip knot. You can put your wire on however you want. For example, you can take your wire, put one end through the front, so now you have your wire coming out from your hoop. At this point, you just pinch it off to the hoop and give it a couple of twists. You don't have to get fancy. It's your tree. This is just my preference, and I'm showing you how I do it. So I left a few out to show you, and then we'll get on with the twisting of our beautiful 4-inch tree of life in lilac and clear crystals and plastic lilac. So I like to fold my wire in half, make a little pinch. I also like to bring it through my hoop like this, and then just hold it right there. It makes it easier for you. Bring your 2 wires up. I can see that they're not the same length. So what I'll do at this point is just bring them together so they are about the same. Don't go too crazy with it because it's not going to matter. It just makes it easier for me to have a little bit of extra wire when I cut my wires off my hoop. And give it a tug, get it on there nice and firmly. This is what I mean. If you don't think you can pull that hard, simply twist them on. Then there's no pulling. It can be tough. I've got that bruise right there, if you can see it, as proof. I pulled wire too hard on my other tree, and I kind of pulled it a little bit. And then twist. The reason I like to use a slip knot, this is for all my new people, all my new beginners. I like this space in between my roots, and it's very even, and if it wasn't for that, mine would not be even. And I like them even. So, you know what, let me take off my ring. I've been getting, oops, sorry guys, welcome to my channel. I don't edit. I've been getting caught up on my project, so I decided to take it off and forgot. Anyway, so put it through, bring those 2 wires through like this, give it a tug, and then I just scooch it over with my fingernail, put in a few twists. I am counting. I counted 5, but I'm not really counting on that. Just slide it over if it looks like it might need another one, which it doesn't, but I can put one more just without sliding the wire, just to tighten that up, and it's still around the same. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be pretty. And that's the rule around here. Be nice, leave nice comments, or don't leave one, and learn to make something pretty. Or watch me make something pretty, because I will share with you all my tricks that I've learned along the way, all the mistakes I've learned to fix, and we do all that right here on my channel together. go. That's the 12th wire. Now I like to slide them all together. I also like to feel, and I found it right here, if you can see this little line, that's the solder point where they connected the hoop. I like it to be away from my roots. My branches will probably come close to it, but I don't want to get, it's actually not too deep. I won't get stuck up on it, but I always do try to keep it a little bit away. Next, gather all of your wires. This is where you're going to separate them into 6. Oops. Okay, so there's 6. I always count twice because I have not done 6 and 6, and it's not the end of the world, but I like to do 6 and 6. Now, I like to cross it over. Notice I'm holding 6 right here, and the other back, I have my middle finger holding them. Cross it over like this. And now I'm going to put my thumb right here and work on these. Make sure that I get them how I like them. I like that. So I'm going to hold it in my hand and press real tight right there. See? Right where I made that cross. I'm going to straighten them out a little bit, and we're going to work on the trunk. So very firmly, we're not going to let go of the crossover, but we're just going to twist very tight. Or not, it's up to you. I like it tight. I think it just is the way I've been doing it for so long. It's kind of like a favorite. Now is the time to mess around with your trunk and your roots to see if this is about the height that you would like your trunk to be in comparison to your roots. Now, if they're too spaced apart for you, give them a little push, and that will just help close them up a little bit. And if they're too wide for you, just put one thumb and one finger here by your trunk and just give it a little push. It'll straighten them out right there so it's not as fanned out. And this is why I do prefer to do them that way, because I have an option. So next, I think that should be fine. Well, actually, let me just cross this over. I'm not going to do a complete twist. I'm just going to cross this wire over here. That did add a little bit more length, and I like that. So now what I'm going to do is separate all these wires, and I'm going to pull 4 wires from the left. This is the simplest tree that I can make to show you that it doesn't have to be hard. For all my regular like subscribers that have been here all along, this is to welcome all the new people. Now we're going to take 4 from the other side, like that. I like to just bend this a little bit. This is going to be the center of the top portion of our tree. You have to hold on to your work. That's rule number 1 always. And now we're going to cross this over and give it a really good twist, just like that, and that's it. One complete full twist. I'm going to do the same over here. 4 and 4. Now turn your hoop in your hand, because now you have to support the work you just did as well as the work on your trunk. Just put your finger there. It's a good idea to hold it nice and firmly. And that's not a twist, that's a crossover. And we're going to do one complete twist. We'll add more on. Right now, I just want to establish where the trunk ends and the limbs begin. Now we're going to go back to the other side, and we're going to do the same. Move your hoop around and fix your wires so you don't get poked. We're going to separate those into 4 and 4. try to find the one that looks like it belongs with it. Push the other side. It'll look better if they look like that, not one that should be on the other side. Take 4 and 4, support all of this work right here with your thumb and your finger firmly. Cross it over like that once, and now complete your twist like this. This is what it looks like so far. As you can see, you've established the length of your trunk and the first set of limbs for your tree. There is a tool that I use. These are plastic pliers. I did not get them at a craft shop. I got them on Amazon because they are too expensive in Michael's. And these are my go-to tool, always. I'm going to just use this right here. I'm going to show you gently. When I say gently, do not add pressure on this. Just put it on to you. What it'll do, actually, is smooth out any imperfections in your twisting. Gently put it on and just kind of like turn your project in the direction that you were twisting. I don't know if you see a difference from here to here. I do, so I do it. You don't have to do it. This isn't something I've always done. This is something that I learned along the way, especially when my hands hurt and I cannot twist. And today my hands hurt. Besides that, I am fried. I've got the worst sunburn right now, even the tops, my eyelids, the tops of my feet. But I'm not alone. My husband has it as well. If you don't know my normal color, this is not it. This is the sunburn. Yeah, I'm in trouble. Anyway, enough of the sunburn. So now what we're going to do, just start from any place you'd like. Left or right, I'm doing the right. For me, I'm right-handed. This is what I'm going to do. Actually, I'm going to put in a few more twists. That's 2. I'm holding my work. 3. Do it again. 4 full twists. I think that's enough. Now I'm going to do it again on the other side. 4 full twists. Just make my tree a little bit flatter so I can grasp. Hold on to your work right here. I use my thumb, cross it over, and make a full twist. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's how it looks, left and right. This is the time to adjust the length of your limb if you want it to be longer or shorter. It doesn't have to be exact on both sides. Okay, now we have 4 sections. In each of these sections that we have separated, it's easy to tell them apart because we've already twisted. Go to your section, and you're going to separate them into 2 and 2, just like that, and then support your work and put in a few twists. Now I'm looking at this because our next, once we finish that all the way around, we're going to separate these 2. We're going to twist a few, put a few twists, and then we're ready to bead. So I want to make sure I have enough room for my beads, and I do. It'll take a lot for you not to be able to fit them. I just want my tree to be unison with the top. Support your work, however you have to do it. Sorry about that click, that's my wrist. I'm very old. My bones are old. So they will talk to you while I twist. Support your work. And twist. Like that. This is what I mean when I say take one that looks like it fits. The only one that will fit, that does not fit. You can see that. So I'm going to push that over to partner with the other one and take this one. Now they fit. I'm not pulling a wire in the wrong place. Support the work however you can get in there and put in some twists. When I twist, I like to keep my thumb there, support my work behind it, and I like to twist tightly. That means I don't pull back. Not on these projects. On some. Not this. Again, 2 and 2. Just like that. Those wires don't need to be adjusted. They separated nicely and they belong in that space. And just twist. Like that. I'm going to do that again. This one doesn't belong. Push that one back and take one that does. Just like that. Notice I'm still supporting my work. And this is what our tree looks like now. Not bad. It'll be more beautiful when we add character. Oh, we're going to add a lot of character to this pretty little tree. This is beginner, and I will show you, my intention today is to show you that you can do this, and it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. Go to your local craft store. They come in a bucket of assorted or however you want to do pearls. They have different color pearls. Just, these are 8mm. You can choose different sizes. It's your tree. Doesn't have to cost a lot. Just needs to be pretty. Now we have 2 and 2. This is the last of the wiring all the way around before we get to bead. That's my favorite part. This is where you put your spin on your tree and you make it your own. It's your tree to determine how you want your beads to look. If you want little leaves, if you want to make it a little bit difficult, add a lot of little leaves. Today I think we'll keep it moderately simple. I want you to be able to look at this for the first time and say, I can do that. I will also create, I'm still learning if you're new here, I'm new as well to using technology. My hands, however, they are not new to making trees. I will create a playlist and I will put only 4-inch tutorials in that playlist, or maybe just a few shorts just to show the outcome so you know if this is your tree or if this is your craft. I intend to do that with bracelets, 4 and 5-inch hoops. Be patient with me as I continue to learn and grow into this channel. The other thing we need to be mindful of, always twist with the longest wire. I will show you that when we start beading, but as you can see, they are not all the same size. They're a little bit off. That's okay. When you twist, if you twist loosely, your wires don't use up as much. And when you use beads, the bigger the bead, the more wire you're going to need because it has to go around or through a bigger surface, a bigger space. If you were to use only seed beads on this, you would have more wire at the top. I'm not. Today, I'm using crystals. And plastic crystals. It's all good. See what I mean? You have to get in there however you can. It can be tricky. You will get poked. I do it all the time. So just be careful. And we're almost ready to bead. This is where I get excited, guys. My favorite part. There we go. Now, if you want your tree in the center of your hoop, which I do, sometimes I don't. Now's the time just to take a look at your work. And if it looks like that, it's not in the center of your hoop. No way. You have to move it into the center, like that. And the secret of it is to make it so no matter how tightly, and I pull my branches tight, they're not gonna pull them out of the center. Just put them over like this, get them out of your way. That will also help. There we go, just like that. You can move your trunk by the roots. Okay, so we are ready now to bead. I want to use this longest wire first, so I'm going to just bring it over. The reason for that, now it's a little bit shorter again, that's okay. I'm going to use 3 of these little 4mm bicones. You don't have to do this. It's just something that I like. Slide them down. And to finish our little leaf, I put my finger right under here, like that. Slide these down a little bit away from the twist. Take this wire that the bicones are on, bring it all the way up to the twist, support that work, and twist out your little leaf, like that. Now you'll notice that we have a long and a short wire. When I say twist with the long wire, that means after anything that you put on, if you want to leave a space, you need to twist with your wire that's longer so that you can put all of your beads without running short. So after you put a leaf or a bead, you always twist. And this is the longest. I will twist with that around, like that. Still longer. Now I will start adding my beads and my crystals. I like to alternate color. So the little round ones that I put in between those purple is a 6mm by round crystal, not a bicone triangle type thing. And I should have started with this wire and I didn't, but that's okay. I'd like to bring it to the top of my hoop and cross it over, bring it up. I like to also cross it over again, so you have 2 little lines. That means you've done it over your hoop twice. Bring it up, cross it over beneath the hoop above your crystal, bring it up, and then you need to pull it. And this is one of the reasons why I like my wire a little bit longer. I like to use my fingers instead of having to use this, and it will be that way. The only difference was I put a little leaf, which shortened my wire. Okay. Now, this one is going to have to go behind because the leaf has to be in the first branch. No problem. Bring up your wire. And we're going to put a smaller crystal. A bead, crystal, let it slide all the way down. bring it to your hoop, pass it over your hoop, bring it up, give it a tug around that hoop one more time, bring it up, and cross it over like that. Push it down and cross it over again. If you don't want to do it that way, you don't have to. It's just the way I do it. I like to push that wire down because I don't want anything touching my skin that might scratch me. And now I'm going to go to the next 2 wires for this one little 4-branch section. And I'm going to start with a big 8mm and slide that down as far as I can. And I'm just going to continue. Starting to think, so you never really can tell. The wires are a little bit shorter than I like, because on this particular tree, I don't use this size crystal. Usually keep them smaller with the bead, but that's okay. I could, instead of using these 6mm round, I could use the bicones, which are really small, but I'm not going to do that. Just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I like to bring it to my hoop, hold on to it, grab with your pointer, grab it, push it up with your middle finger. Now I'm still holding on to that, cross it over. I've got 2 little wires, bring it up, cross it over again beneath your hoop, above your bead. Give it a good pull. You need that pull. Bring it up and cross it over. And so far this is what it looks like. I think it's quite pretty. Yeah, we only do pretty here. That's the rule. That's my rule. I'm adding more of these because they're mostly little leafy bicones, and I'm using the round ones as well. Okay, I think we're good. I'm going to sit down now, because if I don't, you hear that thump? That's my cat. If you don't know, she's Miss Abby, and she was getting down to steal my chair. So now she'll have a snack. Pull. Bring it up. Cross it right over. Like that. I'm still holding on to everything right here, supporting it. Bring it, always support, up, and cross it over, like that. Now, I'm going to show you how I cut, what I do with my wires, and why. So for that, let's begin. I like to use my wire cutters. When I first started, I was using tweezers, nail clipper and tweezers, and I still to this day use tweezers. I like to use the flat end, get in there, and clip as close as I can, leaving a little bit of wire so that I can push it and secure it. And I'm going to do this section by section, so at the end, I don't have this big long messy bunch of wires, because I've been doing it that way and it's just not working for me. Oops, sorry guys. I'm gonna make sure I didn't mess up I have my yardstick right across there so I can measure easily. Now I like to take my flat tweezers, dollar store or CVS. These are dollar store. I like to push this little wire. Let me see if I can show you. Push it down. Sometimes you can actually push it around. I'll show you again here. Can you see that little wire? It's sitting right on top of the bead. Push it down and then see if you can wrap it around. The whole idea is to have it so you can touch it and not get poked. I can still see it, so I'm going to use my pointy tweezers and just get in there with the point. It's hard to do it at this angle, but I'll show you. And do that. Just twist it. Now, you can't see or feel that wire. It's no longer going to scratch me, and that makes me happy. And again, this one here looks like I can get in there with just one pair of tweezers, and I did. Okay, so why do you do it that way? Why don't you just wrap it around? Okay, I'm going to show you why. The whole idea to make your tree look more like a tree is to give it character. And to give it character, you have to add little twists in your branches, because trees don't look like straight branches. Most of them. Mine doesn't. So I like to take these needle-nosed pliers. I like to put my hand under my work and support it with my thumb. Go into this little, what you're going to do is watch what happens to this row of beads, especially this one. Go in and give it, put your pliers on it and give it a twist and pull down just a little bit. Twist and pull. Straighten it up. Again, twist and pull, straightened it up. Now go to this one. We'll save this long one after we do the next 4 to complete our section, but we can do this one because they're all attached to that. Now watch what happens to these rows. Supporting my work, put that in between the needle nose pliers, twist and pull. Made them nice and straight. If you have to go back and give a little twist, you can do that. And this is what it looks like. How pretty is that? Actually, it's quite pretty. Very reflective. I'm happy with that. If you're going to do the branch for your little leaf, hold your leaf. Always support your work. And that's the first section of our tree. Now we're going to go to the next 4 branches. And just keep these out of the way. Helps to keep our tree in the middle of the hoop. I'm going to work on these 2. And I'm going to put against, I'm still alternating. You don't have to. There'll come a point probably when it won't work out that way. That's okay. Sometimes at the top it won't fit perfect. So you make an adjustment. If you can't get it to where you want it at the top, my suggestion is to take them off and either add a few twists if it's too loose. If it's too tight, take something off. Now, as you can see, this one here, oh, I actually have 2 purple at the top and I don't want to, that's why it was hanging over. I started with the purple and I intended to do it with a clear bead. Not that it's going to matter, it's still going to be the same. Okay. So now, I'm just going to push that. I'm going to make it fit. It's not that far off. And when I twist this, it'll pull it right down where I want it. And I'm still off. I have a purple at the top and a purple at the bottom. Okay. That's what I mean. It's not going to keep that pattern for you. Unless, actually, I think I will. I'm going to take that purple one off. I think it's a little bit too big for my space. I want to see what it is without it. I don't like it without it. So I think what I'll do is add a bicone. 4mm bicone. You just do whatever fits. Like that. Bring it up. Wrap it over your hoop. Bring it up again. And wrap it across. Like that. Pull it down and bring it over. Always holding it and tugging it. And we're ready for the next one. Bring it up, bring it across, up, over those two little wires. Just push them together a little bit. Pull it down. See, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's a tree. It just needs to be pretty, and I think that's very pretty. So before I do the next two, I'm just going to adjust this a little bit right there. Pull down when I was twisting, and it lined them up. I think that looks beautiful. Last two for this section, and I think, do I want to add another twist? I think no. Okay, so let's put a bead, not a bead, a crystal. No beads today. What am I thinking here? What I think I'm going to do, just to pull these down a little bit, because the purple is so big, it's making them fewer at the top. So I'm just going to pull this down with a twist. Now you can see I can add another bead there, and I'm going to get into this big one here and just give that a nice twist and pull it down. Now, let's see if I can get this purple bead. If not, I'll use a smaller crystal. Bring it up. Pull it over. So you're pushing that wire nice and close. Bring it up. Again, hold on to it. Give it a little tug. Push this wire down. That's why I like them a little longer. I like to be able to grab them with my fingers. Push it up. Get that finger right back across the top and give it a pull. Now we're doing the last branch on this right hand section. Right hand section has 8, 8, and 8. 3 sections, 3 major limbs. So let's finish this section and then we'll look at our work. I think it's pretty. I love the color. And it really, guys, it's not hard. Like I said, start with inexpensive materials. I did not know these were not glass. I got them online from Shein, and I even I opened everything up right here, and I did post it. I had no clue they were plastic until I was cleaning up the little bags. Okay, now bring your wire over your hoop, put your finger right there, push it up like that, gonna pull it. You hold on to it still. Pull it. So it's nice and close, those two little lines. Those two little wires, they have to be close. They look better that way. Now, can pull this little wire down, cross it over, push it up, and hold on to your work, bring it over. Now we're ready to cut these. Nice and close, cut it. There's the 4 wires. Keep our area nice and clean. The tweezers. Some of the projects you can't get with just the little tweezers. This one here has a space. So after I push it down, I'm going to just see if I don't have to use the pointy ones. Yeah, I do. That's all right. I'm just pushing them down. This way here, they will not loosen no matter what I do. Even if I pull on them, put a chain, they're not going to get loose. If I pull here, it's only going to tighten them up more. They won't unravel from the top of the hoop. And I'm just in your way, I'm sorry if you can't see. Just get in there and turn it, just twist it so the wire is actually twisted around the top of the neck of the branch. It can't poke you. So I see this one, so I'm just going to keep pushing it down. Is it worth that time? Yes, it is. Definitely. For me, my preference. Doesn't make it right. It just makes it my preference. So now we're finished with that section. I'm going to go back gently, and if it's on my fingers, it's supporting. Because I'm pushing down, it's supported. Like that. And now we have one section of our tree done. Just pushing down. That's all, just like that. What do you think? Is it pretty? I think it's very pretty. Alright, we only do pretty here. So we're going to go to the next 4 wires. Now this is going to be longer because 2 reasons. One, I only put that little twist up here. Remember when we separated 4 and 4? I only twist it once. I don't want long right there. I would rather make it shorter by lengthening my branch or adding more beads. And quite frankly, I think we're just gonna maybe put just one twist in there, like that. And now I'm gonna get a drink. Sorry, I need to keep hydrated. I installed that hydration app on my phone. Drink water. I almost broke my phone. I'm not a fish. But I drink a lot of water, guys. I have to. For you people that are new, I'm sorry. I don't know how to edit. At first I thought it was a major handicap. But at this point of my knowledge, I have grown a lot. And that's what it's all about. Right now, I'm just showing you what I do. Because before this channel, I just did this anyway. Because I like it. It's my passion. So thank you for being here. And if it's not your passion, that's okay. You can still watch. And then you'll see what the final outcome looks like. And if I've learned to post a little bit differently, a little more. I've learned a lot on my own. And I'm not using a computer, so. right up to your hoop. Put your finger on it. Pass it up. Sorry, my voice is going. This should always just a thing now. They can't help it. Sorry. Now we're gonna cross it over. See how I'm holding that? Always, just always. This finger has not left that spot. Now pull it down and over, but you have to hold on to that. Pass it up. Bring it over, and now we'll do the last two out of these four. And I'm going to put a little twist. How can you tell you need a twist? I don't want them to be very far off from the first bead. For example, I don't want this bead to be very low or the next bead to be very high, because this is going to create a gap. But it doesn't look natural. That's not how trees look. And they're also not like this. This is how my tree looks. So don't let anybody tell you that's not how trees look. Mine, this is how they look. And they are a novelty. They're meant to be pretty. They are meant as a symbol of the tree of life that doesn't die. And it makes a beautiful gift. That's what I do. Hang it in the window. If your room is lilac, hang the tree of life in your window. I'll show you how to make it so you can hang it. You can hang it with a ribbon or a chain. You can hang a pendant. You can hang it in a window or anywhere, up against a wall, however you want. I like it in a window. It's beautiful. Now we're going to do the last branch of these 4 wires right here. I like a lot of beads near me, so I can pick them up, slide them on. I don't do anything until I slide them on, then I examine and see, oh, how'd that look? If I have too many, I slide one off. Push it down a little bit, it doesn't fit. I'm going to make that fit by doing that, because we're going to tighten this up in 1 minute and it'll straighten that right out for you. Hold on to it, bring up your wire, cross it over again, 2 wires on the top of your hoop, like that. Bring it up, just like this, cross it over again, pass it down, always holding on to it right there, like this. There you go. Now we're going to cut these 4 wires, get them out of our way. Anybody have any ideas for a really bad sunburn? Besides, don't get sunburned. I had sunscreen in my bag. Yeah, I'm really hurting on my chest, and my husband is fried. We used to walk every day for hours on the beach. Now we're old, and I had not been in the best health for a couple of years, and now. And I let a lot of time pass, so for the past 3 days we've been just walking. And yesterday he decided to surprise me and buy new chairs, and they are really nice chairs. He spent a lot of money on them, but this isn't my last summer, not by far. I'm a survivor. So next summer we'll be doing the same. But anyway, needless to say, we walked for 3 days, an hour one way and an hour back. So that's a 2-hour walk. It's a very long walk. And then we went to the car and got our chairs and a beach bag that I put towels and cold drinks in, and sat on the beach. And I said, I'm already burning, I can feel it. My husband said, yeah, me too. So we sat. We earned our sign. Yes, here's our sign. And there. Now we're going to concentrate on these 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, these ones I have not tightened up yet. We're going to tighten these two little branches, this limb, and watch what happens. See, right now they're separated. It doesn't look bad. I just like them to be straight. I like them to line up. It's just my preference. And later on, I will come back and position them, but that's not for a while. So for now, we're going to give this character. We are going to make some little adjustments. Now, hold on to your work however you have to. Put this on your hand and just support it right there and right here. See when I do this? How all of these move? If you make it tight, then this won't snap. Little twist and pull down. Watch it. I'm going to do this one. Watch these two rows right here. I'm going to get in here like this. Can you see those? These are the two rows I want you to watch. This one and this one. And see what happens. I have my needle nose pliers right there. And I am supporting my work. And I'm going to pull down. And straighten them out. Now, still looking at these ones here. This is being supported by my hand. I'm going to this limb right here. The next one goes to those four, so I'm not going to touch that. I'm just going to use this one for these four. Let's see what happens. A little twist and pull it down. I'll go back to this one, give it another little twist. Now, do you see the difference? How nice and beautiful and straight they are? How wonderful these little limbs look? My friends, this is quite pretty. And you can do that. Because I'm here for you and I will give you as much information as I can. I know you can do that. That was not that hard. I think it's pretty. Very pretty. Alright, not tooting my own horn, but I do like it. Now I'm going to show you how forgetful that I am. Now that we have got one half of our tree done, I'm just going to straighten these wires out. I like where it is in my hoop. Could it be over more? Sure, why not? It'll be fine. Maybe a little longer on the side, that's alright. But what I do want to do is I want to put my 3 little beads there for my leaf so I don't forget it. Because sometimes I get so excited when I'm almost done, I forget that little leaf. Unless I add them throughout the whole project, which I could have done, just not today. I forgot to use my tweezer over here. Yeah. I feel why. I don't even know if I did use the tweezers. Sometimes just pushing it under will get it out of your way. But this one here, no. That one wants to be difficult. I always go back and check, even when I'm done and I lace. That's another step that I do that I will show you, and you will see it on every single tree that I complete and do embellishments on. It's just something important to me. It's just the way I do it. Okay, now we're going to put, see, I saw these purple shiny things and forgot my little leaf. You see the distraction? My own distraction distracts me. It's okay, guys. It's natural. It occurs with age. Okay, maturity. So what I'm trying to say is a lot of you are close to my age or slightly younger, and you got this. Like, it's okay to forget. As long as you make it pretty. So I have those 3 on. Slide them down a little bit. Look how dry I am. Don't look at how dry I am. Just going to grasp onto those 3 little crystals like that. Bring this up to where the wire is twisted. And hold on to it right here. Don't let it go. Just grab those 3 little beads and twist them into a leaf. And there you have it. Leaf is not forgotten. I'm going to put a twist in now so that I don't forget later and just start beading. Always. And then I will twist with this longer wire. By that I mean use this one here to wrap over. Just going to do it like that much so that it's separate from the beads. And this one here is very short, and that's okay. We'll make it work. Okay, now I think I'm just going to put another little twist right there and tighten up that branch. The next bead should be in line or similar to it. Sometimes I use, I bead 2 rows at a time. I'll show you what I mean by that. So I have clear, purple, not yet, still a no-go, there we go, clear, purple, clear, purple. Now, use the other wire, slide those down. So now we're going to go purple, thank you, clear, purple, and clear. Now we have 2 rows done, and it looks like it's a go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold this one back so I don't lose my beads. I lose them all the time, but I try not to. Bring this to the hoop, hold on to it, bring it up, cross it over, bring it up again, like that, lift it up, and cross it behind it. I hope I've been in focus for this. I keep sitting down because it just makes it easier. I don't mind standing, but not for the whole project. But if you can't see, then you can't learn. I'm sorry. I'm doing my best today. Bring that up, around, bring it up again, pull it, pass it down, and up and across. So there's the next 2 of this section of 4, and then the top part of our tree will be complete. Now we will probably put in a few, yeah, so that it's the twisted part is even to those beads right there, so it's not too far off. And let's do this. I'm going to start with the clear. I think I'll try to do both. Be surprised. Surprise us if it works. Bring it up, pass it up, cross it over, bring it up, pass it down, I could change that out. I think I will. I started with the, only because I have not wrapped it yet. It's not that big of a deal, but because I didn't wrap it around, I would rather start with the purple down there and end with the clear on the top. Reason being, I would rather them different. They're not all, some of them there's like 2 purple here, but if I can, I prefer to try to keep the, alternating. You can alternate by color or size. It doesn't matter. Just however you want to do it. See, now I like that better. And I'm going to pass that up. Bring it across. Pass it up again. Give it a tug in the opposite direction to bring those 2 little wires close. passing it under. Bring it up like that. And cross it over. Yeah, pass it down. That's my cat snoring. Just so you people know, my new people. She's fine. Now we'll cut those 4 wires off. Just took this one a little bit more. Only because I'll show you what I see and I'm not liking it. When I passed it through, oops, right there, can you see this little loop? Okay, when I wrapped it, I didn't tighten it enough, so I have to do that. I just have to squash it. It survived, it's fine. You do whatever you have to do to make it work. Get creative. Especially when your wire is too short or you break a wire or, yeah, I'm there. I can show you how to fix it. I'm boring her. You hear her? God bless my cat. Okay, now we're going to push them down. This one here, I can push down as much as I can, and then I can go back in because it's such a big space and just twirl that end around the neck of this branch. Again, I'm trying to let you see what I'm doing. Little wire right here where we cut. Pass it down. Now it's this way. And we're just going to go back in. I like to do it from the top, but then you can't see. So grab it and give it a twist. Again, this one here. Right there. Push it down. That one is not going to work with that. It's going to require me to use pointy tweezers. Or I could leave it like that. I don't like it that way. It's not my thing. I'm fussy with these little wires. Okay, I'm going to turn it over because I can still feel it. Now I can see it. Right here is catching. This one that I'm wiggling. So I see it sticking up. Just going to push it down. It only took me 2 seconds. It was worth it? No, it's not. This one here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to push it down. Notice my finger is behind it. I'm supporting it here. Just to give it leverage. This one I didn't do yet. Let me just turn that one down. Everything gets a little twist. This one here, it needs another little push. Right there. You don't have to be this fussy, but for a couple of seconds worth my time, as opposed to the 1 hour that I've been working on it, it's worth my time. Again, not a right or wrong, just my preference. I like my work and I like to keep it looking the way I intended it to look, and this is how I want it to look, except for one thing. We finished the section. Now's the time we look at it. Right there. These have all been adjusted, nice straight rows. This one here is a little wonky. You can see that. So we're going to work on 1, 2, 3, and 4. These 4 rows. So now I'm going to put my wire, my hoop, my hand. I'm going to support everything. I'm going to work on this one here first. When I work this right here, it's going to affect these 2. So I'm going to move these, right? These 2. See if you notice anything. I'm going to grab onto this, and I'm going to push it down and turn it up. Pull it down. Now, do you see anything different? Hopefully you should see something different between all of these and these last 2. So now these last 2, I'm just going to bring them over there so I can support my work, grab onto this, twist it and pull it down. Again, now we're going to go into the big limb. Twist it, pull it down, and then just straighten them out. Put them down and straighten them out. What do you think? Is it a go? Oh, I think it is. I think it's quite beautiful. Look at that. My God, that was so hard. I can't believe how hard it was. That was easy, guys. We'll make another one. I'll show you another technique. But I have to first check something out here. Okay. I love it when I get a text. Are you recording? Yes. Sorry, I don't edit. But at least you didn't just call. That's the husband. Okay. Okay, guys. I'm going to drop it at that, and I will get back to you.